Hello everyone, and welcome to Frank James, episode 4. At the end of episode 3, our man had just received good news from head office. And if you're playing, count the number of attempts to get money from Denise. Keep counting. I just received a good news from the head office. Okay, what's the good news? Said Denise. That I will be leaving before the 12th. That's brilliant. When? Asked Denise. Sweetheart, said our man, who'd probably realised that his logistics company had failed to get money from Denise, that his cousin had failed to get money from Denise, and getting a bit desperate, he came up with that old chestnut, and therefore attempt number 3 to get money from Denise. My internet is down. That's a shame, said Denise. How are you talking to me now? He's down, sweetheart, he said. I didn't say he's finished. I don't know what you mean, said Denise. He's about to finish. Can you help me to subscribe? Okay, I'm sure you can use the Wi-Fi in the hospital, said Denise. That works, only on my laptop. Will you help? I might, said Denise. Who's your internet provider? That is not an answer, he said. Depends who your internet provider is, said Denise, and if I can pay them. Sweetheart, you can't make pay in Afghanistan. That is another continent. That's a shame, said Denise. Shame of what? He said. Then you'll have to make do with what you've got if I can't pay your internet provider. A shame that I can't pay your internet provider in Afghanistan. I don't know why you bothered to ask. Can you help with Amazon card? I can renew it there. I didn't know Amazon provided internet access, said Denise. That is how I subscribe my internet here, he said. You just told me I can't pay for the internet in Afghanistan. Did you change your mind? Said Denise. You can't pay directly. That's what I'm telling. How much does internet access cost in Afghanistan? She asked. Will you get the Amazon card? He said, getting increasingly desperate. I don't understand how an Amazon card will help, said Denise. I'm the one doing. That is why I'm asking you if you will help me with it. I don't understand how an Amazon card will pay your internet in Afghanistan, said Denise. Please explain. I usually go into town on Friday morning on the bus. I can get you one then. This was Tuesday afternoon. Okay, babe. Thank you. Please explain how an Amazon card will pay your internet. I'll be back this month ending, he said. Only 2 weeks, said Denise. Maybe 29th, he said. Not long. Will you come straight here? I'll go home first. Straight to you, my queen. How will you get to Guildford? Asked Denise. Will you get a taxi from the airport? Please remind your cousin to send me the video you promised she'd make for me. Yes, baby, he said. And if you're paying attention to the screen, you'll see I'm pretty much making this part of the video as it's happening. Because while I was recording this part of the video, and after he'd asked her for the Amazon card, Seaway Logistics reappeared. My manager is in the chat now, they said. Madam, good day to you. This blessing a talking. I so much apologise for the inconvenience. This blessing a talking, which probably makes no sense to you, blessing a was the name on one of those Money Mule accounts. I am an agent for the Royal Caribbean. That was a personal account, not a company. So feel free to go ahead and pay for your booking. I didn't specify that. Once you are done with the payment, your receipt of payment will be delivered to you via your email. I guess you should discuss this with your co-boarder. And the company has brought a discount for you, crossing out the original $1,150 that they had said and inserting to pay $1,130. I hope it's a good one. Thanks, they said. I understand your idiotic brain cells are struggling, said Denise. Please read what I said earlier. The bank will not let me pay that account. They need a business account, along with the address of your company offices. I don't think that's really that difficult to understand, even for a moron-level brain like yours. Okay, don't be annoyed, said our moron-level brain. I was in a meeting. I would have clarified that. It's difficult not to when dealing with a bunch of brain-dead imbeciles, said Denise. I understand, he said, but you still need to calm down. No, I don't need to calm down, said Denise. You need to find at least one employee with a brain cell count greater than 1. He's on a suspension as we speak, said our man. Anyway, we aren't going to continue with the booking, said Denise. We'll book in person when Mr. James arrives in my country. So you work with me, he said. Mr. James? You'd better suspend yourself as well, if you're also unable to understand that my bank will not allow me to pay a personal account. Why? He said. Why suspend yourself? Because you're clearly almost as idiotic as the last person, and I'm tired of repeating myself. The bank need a business account and the address of your offices. Tell them that it's a personal account. Yes, they should go along with it, said our man. I won't say that again, said Denise. I suggest you suspend yourself. Mr. James and I will make the booking ourselves when he arrives here. Goodbye. Oh, my God, said our scammer. Goodbye. Hope to serve you better in the future. It would be totally impossible to receive worse service, replied Denise. Having sent the dimwit from Seaway Logistics away with a flea firmly lodged in his ear, Denise came back to Frank later that evening. You disappeared, she said. Has your cousin sent you the video yet? Nope, baby. Can we forget about that for now? Said our scammer, who didn't have a video to show her. That's really stressful. When I come, we're going to sort that out, okay? Okay, you'll be here in 2 weeks, said Denise. We can sort it out when you get here. I'm off to bed now. Good night. Good morning, sweetheart, he said the next day. Hope you had a good night rest. And now they're about to have an argument. Good morning, said Denise. How was your night, sweetheart? Good, thanks. Good to hear that. Guess what? Have you had breakfast yet? No. Have you? Said Denise. It's 01:34 here, he said, in the afternoon. Oh, sorry, said Denise. Have you had dinner? Because she missed a bit about in the afternoon and just read 01:34. Yes, I did. Very soon I'll get a lunch. Lunch? Said Denise. Yeah, it's afternoon here. I took coffee in the morning. Oh, okay. Silly me, said Denise. I thought you meant what you typed and it's 1:30 in the morning. Oops. Ha ha ha, not really. Do you know your cousin was lying to you yesterday? Said Denise, who'd been on the Royal Caribbean website and looked to see where Wonder of the Seas was going to be in December. And lying to me, she continued. Was she trying to steal my money? Lying to how? I don't understand. Stealing your money? She sent that itinerary for the cruise on Wonder of the Seas. She said it was sailing from LA to Canada. None of my family steals, okay? Don't say that again. If she wasn't trying to steal my money, what would you call it? She was lying to me, and she's a thief, or would have been if I'd sent her the money. With this, I was very angry with her, he said, so she tried to explain to me that they did the booking, and they are supposed to pay with her US credit card. Everything she told you was a complete lie, said Denise. So she didn't had her credit card, he continued, with her. She's a little girl, sweetheart, and the lady with her had the credit card. You can make sense of that if you can. She's a liar and a thief, said Denise. Not a single thing she said was true. She sent me an itinerary for Wonder of the Seas. She made it all up. None of it was real. Okay, he said. Look what my daughter sent me. Okay, Denise hadn't done her homework. I had. Denise claimed it was her daughter. And she sent the itinerary for Wonder of the Seas from the 18th to the 24th of December, a round trip from Orlando in Florida. Are you serious about this? He said. Yes, I'm serious, said Denise. Look at that picture my daughter sent. Okay, sweetheart, said our scammer, wondering how he could get out of it. I told you ever since. Let's forget about this. When I'm home, we can do that ourselves. We're going to have to, said Denise, because your cousin is just a lying, thieving toad. I'm going out for a walk to calm down. Okay, sweetheart, I love you. Can I have a kiss? But Denise had gone. She came back later. No, I'm too cross with your cousin. Have you booked your flight for the 29th? Sweetheart, I haven't done that. Okay, said Denise. I was supposed to do that, he said. You probably should do that fairly soon. I wanted to book a flight directly to the UK embassy, he said. Wouldn't it be better to fly to an airport, said Denise, rather than an embassy? You might flatten the building as you land. "Oh, silly me," he said. "Ha ha," said Denise. "So stressed out today." "Oh dear, busy day," said Denise. "I'm here, sweetheart. Did you eat?" "I'm eating now. What about you?" "Not yet." "What are you eating?" "Chili con carne." Well, I really was. "Sounds yummy," he said. "I made it yesterday." "Where'd you eat? Do you have to make your own dinner?" "No, we got some chef here. They prepare our food." "I thought you probably did," said Denise. "No, sweetheart." "No, what?" "I don't have to prepare my food when there are people paid for that." "Yes, you said," replied Denise. "I thought that would probably be what happens. I can only make a cup of coffee for myself in the office." "How many people are there where you are?" said Denise. "We got about 1,000 here." "My goodness, that's a lot of cooking to feed all those people." "Yeah, and there are lots of chefs here." "Sweetheart, I'm just trying to manage the subscription." "For the canteen?" said Denise. "You said Friday you'll get the cards for me." "That's when I go into town." "How long have you been in Afghanistan?" asked Denise. "Not long, sweetheart. I told you already," he said. "I don't remember what you said." "I'll be coming before the 12th. That's what my chief commander said. Everything is in order, okay?" "I asked how long you've been in Afghanistan." "You just prepare yourself for me." "Oh, baby, I've been here for months." "Yes, how long?" said Denise. 4 months, sweetheart." Okay. Only I was thinking that if your internet has lasted for 4 months, it'll probably manage another 13 days, so you can renew it when you get here and just use the office Wi-Fi if you need it." "What is that supposed to mean?" said our hurt scammer, seeing his third attempt at getting money from Denise falling through his fingers. "I'm asking you to help me. If I don't need it, I won't ask you, okay?" "Yes, but you shouldn't be asking a lady for help you don't need," replied Denise. "I'm not asking you for much help," he said. "I'm sure you can make it last until you get here. Otherwise you'll be wasting my money on a subscription you can't use when you get here. Being an accountant for so long made me careful with money." "Wasting what I told you I need it so that I can get all my stuff done, and you're telling me of wasting your money?" said our scammer. "Yes," said Denise, "it would be a waste. I'm sure you can use the office Wi-Fi till you get here. I'm surprised you were ungentlemanly enough to even ask." "Really?" he said. "Go on, all together again, ladies and gentlemen." "Yes, really," said Denise. "A gentleman wouldn't dream of asking. He'd find a way." "I, ungentleman," he said. "You're a senior office," said Denise, meaning officer. And yes, I know he's supposed to be an army medic. I don't even know if they have ranks. "I'm sure troubleshooting is part of your everyday duties." "So I can't ask my wife to help me out? Is that what you're trying to say to me now?" "I'm not your wife," said Denise, "and you shouldn't even need to ask." "I'm not your wife?" he replied. "No," said Denise, "you're a man. Unless I'm going totally senile, I don't remember a wedding. Did I miss something? I'm sure one of your nurses can lend you their phone if you need the internet." "You are not my wife?" he asked. "When was the wedding?" asked Denise. "Never mind," he said. "I hope you aren't one of those men that keeps trying to take money from their wife. It won't work," said Denise. "I have my money in my own accounts. We had too many clients that happened to when we were running the business." "Take what money? Don't you look at me that low or cheap," he said. "I only ask you for stuff, not to insult me." "Well, that's what you're trying to do now," said Denise. "Get me to pay for something you should have budgeted for." "I won't take that," he said. "You have said a lot to me today." "And if that's your attitude, the wedding's off," said Denise. "I couldn't possibly marry a man that thinks trying to bully a woman into giving them money or trying to shame them into it is a good way to act. A gentleman wouldn't have asked and would have troubleshooted the situation for himself." "Okay," he said. "Remember," said Denise, "I had to deal with the total brain-dead idiot and that so-called travel agency, and then your lying, thieving cousin." "I have never bullied you or forced you to do anything for me." So Denise copied and pasted the bit where he said, "Wasting what I told you I need it so I can get all my stuff done, and you're telling me of wasting your money." "You cut off everything with me," he said. Denise copied and pasted another bit where he'd said, "Take what money? Don't you look at me that low or cheap. I only ask you for stuff, not to insult me. Stop acting like a spoilt child. added Denise. "You're an experienced military doctor, not a toddler throwing their toys out of the pram." "I'm stating my point clearly, not bullying you," he said. "Stop it," replied Denise. "Grow up and act like a proper gentleman, or the wedding is off." "If that's what you want, it's fine," he said. "I think what you're trying to say was, 'Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. I'm sure one of my colleagues can help me. So goodbye.'" "OK," he said. "Now I know you never have any feelings for me." And remember, guys, what he's trying there is emotional blackmail. "It's you that didn't have feelings," said Denise, "not me, acting like a hurt child and whining and moaning like a baby." "Because I remember you, of what you said you will get for me. You want to cut off our wedding. I couldn't possibly marry a man that doesn't know how to act like a mature gentleman." "OK," he said. "I sincerely hope your behaviour at work is better. Otherwise, I will assume that the reason you're leaving early is because the senior army officer has complained about your entitled childish attitude and asked you to be sent home early. Probably your nurses have complained too." "Don't you talk to me like that again. I won't take it," he said. "Know how you use your words on me." "No," said Denise, "and I won't take your childish attitude. Unbelievable for a mature medical gentleman." "It's not true," he said. "Not true that you're a mature medical gentleman? What are you really?" said Denise. "What attitude are talking about?" he asked. Stick with it, ladies and gentlemen. There is a reason why we're going through all this. "Clue," added Denise. "I know the answer." "Do whatever that pleases you," he said. "That's the attitude I'm talking about," said Denise, copying and pasting again the bit where he said, "Take what money, don't you look at me that low or cheap." No genuine, mature medical gentleman would type that, and if they did, at least they'd punctuate it correctly. "You're the one using harsh words on me here," he said. "Indeed," said Denise, "and you are the one acting like a hurt baby. So goodbye. Grow up. I'm in my 70s, not my 10s. I'm looking for a mature gentleman who knows how to behave like one. Please go ahead and talk to yourself from now on." And I was going to ghost him at that point. And then I thought, no, let's continue. Because I always say to people that you need to block them, not ghost them. If you do what I do and ghost them, they will just keep coming back to you, trying to pressure you into continuing the conversation. And what you're going to see next is exactly why you should block them. "OK," he said. "OK. I'm sorry. OK. I'm deeply sorry about that, sweetheart. I was so depressed. I'm sorry." "I'm sure you are," said Denise. "Yeah, I am. And I'm promising you that I'm not going to hurt you by my words again. I really love you, and that was the reason I want to get married to you. OK?" More emotional blackmail. "OK," said Denise. "I guess I should give you a second chance." And no, ladies and gentlemen, you shouldn't. You should block. "Have you decided which flight you're going to come on? I might be able to meet you at the airport. I don't drive. We can get the train back or use a taxi. How much luggage will you have?" "Yeah, I couldn't come online," he said the next day, "because the subscription expired, and I couldn't book a flight." "But you've managed to get back online now," said Denise. "So have you managed to book your flight now?" "Sweetheart, you know that we have restrictions from coming online often, so during deployment, so coming online is personal. I subscribed $500 before was deployed, so it now exhausted. That was why I asked from you." "You still haven't explained to me how an Amazon card buys internet access in Afghanistan," said Denise. "Which internet provider do you use?" "OK, it Comcast Xfinity, so I renew the subscription using Amazon card." "That's an American company, not an Afghan one," said Denise. "Was I not in US?" said our offended scammer. "I was, so it worked with my wireless internet hotspot." "So what was all that rubbish about not being able to pay in Afghanistan?" "Access denied," he tried. "Clearly it isn't, because you're talking to me now." "This is a borrowed internet hotspot," he said. "I can't stood so low again with my junior officers." "Then you can use it to book your flight while you're online," said Denise. "You don't seem to understand me at all. I should be going around begging for hotspot to get my work done. Sweetheart, I your help now." "I think I made it clear that a gentleman shouldn't ask," replied Denise. "I know I shouldn't even ask, but no one to tell apart from you. Exactly, said Denise, and we also agreed you weren't going to try and shame me into buying you a card, so the matter's at an end. Use the office Wi-Fi. Even when I book for a flight, he said. Now here, everything's been provided for me here, apart from Wi-Fi. Use the office Wi-Fi and stop moaning, said Denise. That's impossible now. It's a risk for me. How long did you say you've been in Afghanistan? Asked Denise, who'd been on the Xfinity website. It's 4 months now, he said. I paid for my subscription with $500 before the deployment. Around 120 days, said Denise. Now it's exhausted. Denise copied and pasted what she'd found on the Xfinity website. Here it is. You can get a global travel pass. I'm not sure how much of this is on the screen, but it costs you $10 per day. And our man has just said, now it's exhausted. It would be, said Denise. It ran out 2.5 months ago. I may be an old lady, but I can use the internet. You're almost as big a liar as that cousin of yours, aren't you? He said. There you go again. Indeed, said Denise. Could you imagine that I don't have any access to my bank account here? So how about you stop lying to me, said Denise. You've been using someone else's internet for the last 2 months, so I'm sure you can continue doing that. Tell me how I can subscribe for myself, he said. As I said, you've been using someone else's for the last 2 months, so I'm sure you can continue for the next few days. I haven't told you that I've been using someone else's internet for the past 2 months, he said. Or use the office Wi-Fi, said Denise. Can you not read that screenshot I sent you? Yes, I did. You paid for 50 days access, said Denise. You've been there for at least 120 days. So for the last 70 days, you've been using someone else's internet. OK, make a count for me, and I'm going to pay you back everything, he said, when I'm back there. No, said Denise, and stop lying to me. Let's not quarrel any more. OK, I have stopped lying to you, said our man, who finally admitted that he had been. Whatever you've been doing for the last 70 days, you can continue doing, said Denise. Which I wasn't even lying to you, he said. Oh, clearly you are, replied Denise. I'm telling you the truth. Even though it's a shame for me with all my money in my account, it's OK. Whose internet have you been using for the last 70 days? Asked Denise. When I'm bored before we met. I'm bored now, said Denise, of all your lies. I usually see movies online. Whose internet have you been using for the last 70 days? She asked again. So that's what really tripped my internet off, he said. Whose internet have you been using for the last 70 days? For the last 70 days? Said our scammer, who apparently couldn't do fairly basic mathematics. Yes, dimwit, said Denise. You paid for 50 days of internet. You've been in Afghanistan for approximately 120 days. So that means for the last 70 days you've been using someone else's internet. Whose internet have you been using for the last 70 days? Our man thought he'd better come up with an answer. I guess I've shared hotspot with Dr. Gerard Tiago for about 2 months before it trip off. OK, so you can continue sharing with him, said Denise. As we speak, he said. He's not online, but clearly our man was. Or use the office Wi-Fi, said Denise. I'm not saying it again. Office Wi-Fi? Said our man. Isn't permitted. Bollocks, said Denise. You're online now. Stop lying or go away. Do you understand that? Stop lying or go away. Just book your flight while you're online now. So our man sent a screenshot of a conversation with Dr. Gerard Tiago, where he had said to Dr. Tiago, Hello. Can you see that Dr. Gerard's subscription finished last month, the 29th? Because that was the date on the screenshot of the conversation. No, I can't, said Denise. I can see you said hello to him on October the 29th, and obviously you are lying again, because it's now the 17th of November, 20 days. Yes, 20 days after the 29th of October, and you've been on here talking to me every day. Yes, every day. So clearly you are online. Clearly you have internet access. I'm sick and tired of your ridiculous childish lies. Either book your flight and tell me when you're coming, or the wedding is off. I hope that was clear. Book your flight and tell me when you're coming, or the wedding is off. I have an internet access, he said, and I still ask you for it, ? That can't be possible. I'm gentlemanly enough asking for this. So, sweetheart, you need to get it for me by tomorrow morning, please. Thanks. I love you. Obviously you still have access, said Denise. How else are you sending me messages? Magic. And obviously you're lying. And obviously, if you can send me those messages, you can also go on the airline site and book your flight. So obviously you're just as much of a lying toad as your cousin. So unless you're totally brain dead, obviously the wedding is off. I couldn't possibly marry a man that tells such obvious lies. Goodbye. Finally, sweetheart, he said, having thought on his feet. I have successfully seen an agent who is processing the flight booking for me. And he sent a screenshot of the cost of a flight from Kabul to Manchester, adding underneath, so everything is $1,053, sweetheart. Sweetheart, you knew I really love you, and that was the reason I proposed to you, and also filling the premarital questionnaire to pass to Joseph. Oh, said Denise, who'd looked at the top of the screenshot where he'd asked for a flight from Kabul to Birmingham. You'll have to come down from Birmingham on the train. Yes, sweetheart. Then take the underground to Waterloo and come to Guildford on the train from there. Won't you come and pick me up? He asked. Remember, Denise doesn't drive. In Birmingham? She asked. One more thing, sweetheart. And here comes attempt number 4 at getting money from Denise. One more thing, sweetheart. You'll have to write an application for my vacation. That's what the military is asking for. Don't be daft, said Denise. You've already told me they've written to you to say you're leaving on the 29th, so that's already been arranged and agreed. I did that myself, as the Field Marshal, he said, mentally thinking, oh, help, panic, yes, I've told her the wrong thing. Actually, said Denise, I've just reread that screenshot. It says Birmingham at the top, but Manchester at the bottom. So the military requires a letter from you, to be sure, as my fiancé. If you really want me to meet you, you know I'm not here by my own powers. Denise copied and pasted the bit where he'd said, I did that myself as the Field Marshal. So you lied to me again, she said, when you said this, copying and pasting the bit where he'd said, I just received a good news from the head office. Hold on, said our man, caught short again. Don't judge me now. You've already received the news from head office, said Denise. I didn't do the right process, he tried. Yes, I am judging you, because you lie repeatedly. This is the right thing to do, he said. Lying is never the right thing to do, replied Denise. Sweetheart, this is our chance to be together. You already have leave agreed, she said. Just send me the confirmation of your flight booking when you receive it. I know, but still I'm not ashamed of apologising to you, as my wife-to-be. So I at least know if you're coming to Birmingham or Manchester. Either way, you'll have to come to London on the train. I told the agent Manchester, he said. Can't imagine why you did that, said Denise. But I can't leave now without a confirmation that you're the one I'm coming to meet. And of course we all know that had Denise fallen for this one, the leave office would have tried to charge her for him getting leave, because that's how it always goes. It doesn't matter, said Denise. Just send me the flight confirmation when you get it. Don't talk rubbish. The army don't give a flying what's it who you're coming to meet. It's none of their business. They already confirmed you can leave on the 29th. Are you writing the application or not? Said our desperate scammer. No, said Denise, because your leave is already confirmed. You already told me it is. It's okay, he said. Just send me the confirmation of the flight's booking, said Denise. I can't come again, he said. Either you lied when you told me head office had confirmed it, or you lied when you said you needed me to write. I don't want to risk my job. Either way, said Denise, you have to face the consequences of your own lies. The head office. I'm sorry, he said. Tough, said Denise. Too late now. I thought I would be allowed to move because of my office. I won't say this again, said Denise. Send me the confirmation of your flight booking when you have it. But I won't be allowed, he said. End of story, said Denise. If you're not allowed to book a flight, you'll have to stay where you are. You need to write the application, or if you don't want to meet me, it's all up to you, he said. I won't say this again, said Denise. Twice, actually. Send me the confirmation of your flight booking when you have it. I haven't paid for it, he said. You lied. You now have to face the consequence of your actions. Well, pay for it, she said. Sweetheart, I'm deeply sorry. You know I loved you before now. So am I, said Denise. Sorry that you're a pathological liar. I'm sorry. Just tell the agent to send me the confirmation of the booking. Then, are you paying them there? He asked. Paying who? Where? The agent. Okay, said Denise. That's booking the flight. So long as it's a proper agent and not a set of idiotic dimwits like the cruise agent. All right, he said. Yeah, it's a proper one, sweetheart. And so followed attempt number 5 at getting money from Denise. I'll need a proper invoice, she said. Sure. Okay, why did you try and call me on Facebook while I was in town? Because he had tried calling her on Facebook. I wanted to talk to you about the flight. Sweetheart, for the flight invoice, it's been handled by the lady who processes flight tickets from our base. This will be easier, so you'll just have to pay directly into her account in the US, so she can issue out flight itinerary and receipts. I've been guided by my superiors on how to go about it, and it's going to be easy from there. Okay, I'll wait for her to send me the invoice, said Denise. Okay, sweetheart. I want to quickly remind you that you should be safe till I meet with you. If not for God, our base would have been in desolate by now. If you say so, said Denise. Will she email me the invoice? Yes, sweetheart. So, what are you doing now? Okay, I'll just check my email, and there's nothing there. Maybe she might be busy over there, but for sure she will message you. What did you have for breakfast? Toast, said Denise. What did you take? Same here. Toast on cheese, he said. What did you have for lunch? Asked Denise. Toast on cheese? That must have been a lot of cheese. To which our man replied, jollof rice with lots of milk. In Afghanistan? Asked Denise. Yeah, he said. Where are your chefs from? She asked. The cooks are really amazing. There are Americans. They're sorry about that. Truly amazing dish for American cooks, said Denise. Why are they sorry about being American? Nope. I made a slight mistake in spelling. Silly me. Ha ha, said Denise. You mean they aren't American, or they aren't sorry? I didn't want you to correct me this time, he said. Ha ha ha. Or both, added Denise. I'm sure I don't have to tell you where jollof rice comes from. I mean, they are all Americans, he said. So I won't, continued Denise. Ha ha. Please do, he said, if you want to. Like I said, replied Denise, I'm sure I don't have to tell you where it's from. Here, there are lots of dishes, he tried. I'm sure there are, said Denise. Some I haven't had a taste of since I was born. Yeah, sweetheart. I really should go and do some ironing, said Denise, who didn't think it was worth continuing this line of conversation. I'll come back and check my email later. So, how's the weather like over there, he said. You know, that old scammer standby. I wanted to talk to you for long, sweetheart. It's cold and sunny, she said. What's the weather like over there? It's so cold. Really, really cold, he said. And I looked up the weather in Afghanistan, and it really was cold. Oh dear, I guess winter is coming. How about Elizabeth, he asked. Sure it is. What about her? Asked Denise. And everyone? Hope they're all doing good. They're fine, thanks, said Denise. Good to hear. Maybe I should allow you to do some ironing like you said. Yeah, I really do need to get it done. I'll look out for the lady's email later, said Denise. What's her name? When I arrive, I would love to help you with some new style of ironing in the base here. I dread to imagine what new style ironing is. What's the lady's name? You'll be amazed with it. Ha ha, he said. What's the lady's name? Who's going to email me? She asked, and noticed that he wasn't answering her. And that's because he was trying to find a money mule, as you'll see later. And without knowing the name of the money mule, he couldn't give her the name of the lady she was supposed to be talking to. I still haven't had an email, she said an hour later. What's her name, please? Right now? I'm in patrol, he said, still having not found a money mule. And it's just morning over there. Why, said Denise, she will definitely write to you. Why are you in a patrol? Asked Denise. And what's her name? So sorry. An emergency came up. I had to follow the convoy patrol team. Okay, you're going to receive a mail from Sarah Fisher. Thanks, said Denise. You're always welcome, sweetheart. When once you get the mail, sweetheart, let me know. Okay, I will, said Denise. What are you doing now? Chatting to you. What are you doing now? Still in the convoy, heading back to the military base. Have you eaten yet? It's mid-afternoon, said Denise. Do you have some kind of food obsession? No, sweetheart. Why would you ask? Ha ha. I mean, why did you ask? You're always asking me if I've had breakfast, if I've had lunch, if I've had dinner. I might be an old lady, but I can look after myself. It's just that I care, sweetheart. You're not an old lady. You're someone I really love. Please don't always say that. I'm serious, okay? Just take good care of yourself till I arrive. I'll just check my email again, said Denise. Nothing yet. I'm planning to give you a big warm hug, he said when I arrive. Just hold. She will write to you. It's 11:47 a.m. over there, he said. Now remember, I think he said this lady was in the base, didn't he? But now magically, she's on the east coast of the States. She will write to you. I guess maybe she's just handling some work or something. 11:47 a.m, said Denise. Still nothing. Are you lying to me again? I just arrived the base now, he said. Ain't lying to you. She's the one who's delaying, not me. I'm also waiting for you to write to me if she sent you a mail, but you haven't told me anything. Don't be too nervous, okay? I know to process, and I believe they won't fail me to travel. I told you 13 minutes ago that there's still nothing, said Denise. Sweetheart, have patience, said our man, who clearly wasn't exhibiting any. Okay, I can't write to her now, so just hold on for me. I believe Sarah will write to you. I hope so, said Denise. Same here, sweetheart. Sarah wouldn't dare try to fail me. I'll still be waiting for you to tell me she's written to you, okay, sweetheart? It's you that said have patience. Yes, sweetheart. Do that for me, okay? And Denise broke up to 2 messages from our man. Has Fisher messaged you yet? Hello, sweetheart. And an email from Sarah Fisher. Headed invoice A1202, flight itinerary for Mr. Frank James. Attached herewith is the invoice for the flight itinerary of Field Marshal Frank James from Kabul. Can military doctors become field marshals? To Manchester, London. Manchester, London. You know, Manchester's in the northwest of England, London's in the southeast. For your perusal. If you have any questions, kindly respond to this email. And here is the attached invoice. Probably made up on Word or something like that. For one traveller on the 29th of November for $1,053.35 with an unspecified tax of 35 cents. And then the name and bank details of a money mule. And again, I was going to ghost at this point, but Denise thought she'd just continue it a little bit longer. I need the flight number and flight times, please, she said, along with the airline name, what class seat you've booked, extra luggage, etc. You know, a proper invoice, telling me what I'm actually paying for. She then hopped back on Frank's chat and said, Are all your contacts thick? I'm not paying that invoice until I know what it's for. I need airline name, flight number, arrival time, and any additional details, such as extra luggage booked, what class you're flying, etc. Sarah Fisher, or at least the fake Sarah Fisher, replied, Dear Denise, thank you for your response. Our invoice is always issued in the format it was sent to you. I'll share with you here the complete flight explanation for you. There's no direct flight from Kabul to Manchester. Here the making stops. First flight is from Kabul, Afghanistan, to Islamabad, Pakistan, with Cam Air RQ927 on the 29th of November, and it takes 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's an economy class to reduce cost. How kind of her. Second connecting flight is from Islamabad, Pakistan, to Dubai with Emirates Air EK615 economy class, which takes 3 hours and 30 minutes. With the last transfer flight from Dubai directly to Manchester, MAN, with Emirates EK017 Economy. Thank you for your response. Any more questions? Regards, Sarah Fisher. Well, at least we made her do a bit of research and wasted a bit of her time. And at this point, of course, Denise ghosted all of them. I find it very hard to believe that Frank James didn't realise much earlier on in the scam that Denise was just winding him up, but you've got to give him top marks for persistence. I hope you enjoyed this saga. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.